Welcome to the Profit Talks podcast, hosted by the Orange County Inland Empire SBDC Network, funded in part by the U.S. Small Business Administration and the California Office of the Small Business Advocate. This show is the go-to resource for business owners seeking empowerment, education, and resources to succeed. Join us as we connect you with experts, share the triumphs of fellow entrepreneurs, and reveal the wealth of assistance available to you today to level up your business. So let's go. Let's dive in and learn more. Well, let's learn more about something I know nothing about. I know something about starting a business, but I know nothing about starting a pottery business. And that's why we have, well, I'll let her introduce herself. Blanca, introduce yourself to our audience here.
Hi, my name is Blanca Torres, and I started my pottery business about 4 years ago here in Palm Springs, and I finally got my brick and mortar.
And we're going to talk all about that from every angle, because I'm surprised a little bit. We've talked about this beforehand. I assumed you were an artist. You've got a little, what do they call the little table, and you turn it around
With
and
the
wheel, you're hand making pottery since you were a little kid. And this goes back to your heritage, and your grandmother taught you how to do this. And, you know, I'm waiting for this big story, and you're like, no, you were what? A medical.
Yeah, in the medical field. Yeah.
So how do you move from medical to making or to pottery?
Yeah, so I've always loved the medical field, but I always knew I wanted to start my own business too.
Right.
And so the pandemic happened, and of course, you know, a lot of jobs were being lost. And I actually had gone to maternity leave that same year too. So from there, we went up in the cabins in the mountains, and my husband found a pottery studio. So we want to go check it out.
Had you ever done pottery? Were you
No,
interested in pottery?
that was my first time actually walking into a pottery studio. I mean, I know there was like ceramic class in high schools, but I never took it.
Okay.
So he took the kids, and the next day I went with him to go pick up what they had done, and I loved it. From there, I just wanted to, you know, look more into it and see, okay, what's this about? And I started contacting, you know, the studio owners and just asking them, how do you get started with this? What do you do? Do you have to make this on the wheel, or, you know, where do you go from here?
Right.
And, you know, obviously they told me, no, you just go with the supplier. The supplier was, you know, they have molded pieces already ready to paint.
Right.
And yeah, so little by little, I had mentors for studio owners as well.
So were you looking to have a business? I mean, or were you just stumble upon this and said this could be a business?
Yeah, I stumbled upon it, and I was like, this could be a business. We don't have this in the Palm Springs area. So from there, once I started looking into it, I decided to start as a mobile vendor. So I would go
mobile
to
vendor. You'd show up,
Yes.
what, at somebody's house or at a street fair or something?
At the street fair, yes, in the Palm Springs Street Fair. That's where I actually started my little adventure, and then from there, farmer market. You know, like the main people of the farmers market, they would come by,
Right.
and they're like, "Hey, can we have you come over?" And it just kind of extended from there. Then,
Now, you don't actually mold the pottery. You're using
no,
you're using pieces that you bought in different shapes from some vendor, but these are
from a supplier. Yeah,
these
a
are not
supplier that does this.
painted, they're not glazed, they're just
They're
basic raw pottery, right?
Yes, correct.
And then
Yeah.
what do you do with it? You paint it, you glaze it, you
Yes. So yes, so the molded pieces are ready to paint. So the customers just sit down, they paint it however they want. They leave it here with me. I glaze and fire it, and then once it's ready, it gives it a glossy finish, and they take it home.
wow.
Which takes, you know, about, I would say, 24 hours, you know, for a whole process.
So you got
to
some kind of,
fire.
what do they call it? A kiln?
A kiln, yes,
Kiln, and this is like a big fire. Now, so you had this, what, kiln at your house or wherever you
I
live?
did, yeah. So I didn't have one at first, obviously, and I had asked a ceramic, you know, where you actually take the wheel classes. I had asked, hey, you know, can I use your kiln to fire, you know, my pieces? But then my husband was like, you know what? Just get your own. You're gonna have to figure it out anyways. And I did.
Now, your husband has supported this. He's like, go
He
for it,
is.
honey. Instead of saying,
Yeah.
this is crazy, go get a real job.
Oh no, he definitely told me I was crazy about it. But he supported it anyways.
All right. And what does he
He went
do?
along with
What
it.
does he do for a
He
living?
does construction.
Construction. All right. So this is
Yeah.
not, neither of you sound like artistic people here who have,
No. No, not at all.
but you thought it was fun
But
and you,
he has a very creative mind. So for him, he's like, if you have something in mind, just go for it. And for him, he just thought it was just gonna be a hobby for me.
yeah, right.
Um,
Well, let's
but
talk about how it went from hobby to full-time gig here. So
yeah,
you got your little supply and you show up
yeah,
at the street fair and people buy it and they paint it and then you take it home and fire it up and say it's ready and it's
yeah,
cute and it's hand drawn and their kids do it or they do it and maybe it's beautiful or maybe it's just silly and they buy it.
yeah,
Then you said, I want to rent a space, honey. I want to get a real shop. I want this
yeah.
to be a business. Why not go into one of these franchises? There are, what do they call them? Color Me or something?
The
There's,
color me mine, yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that was an option too, but I don't know, I just want to kind of try my own thing and see how things went. And yeah, after a year of doing it, I that's where I kind of felt like, you know what? I think it would be a lot better if I had
Some help.
a storefront. So
Yeah.
I started looking into it, and
Now,
my
did you?
supplier was the one who told me like, oh, you might have something that's called, SBDC, and
Yeah.
so
Because what do you know about renting or finding a
yeah,
building?
I knew nothing about business
What
either.
do you know about getting a business license and
Yeah,
all the other things you got to do to open a real storefront and to decorate it and to design it and to figure out how to market it so I don't just get this beautiful store and then sit there and wait for somebody that comes in and they never do.
exactly. Yeah,
So
yeah. So
that led you to the SBDC, Small Business Development Center. You went to the one out there in the Coachella Valley,
correct.
and they signed you to who? Lupe
To
somebody?
Lupe.
What's her
Yeah,
last name?
Ramos. Lupe
Ramos.
Ramos. Yeah.
All right. What did she say? She said, this is crazy. No, I'm going to be your
No,
consultant. Don't do
yeah,
this.
she just dived in with me. She's like, all right, well, what do you got? And so
What do
I
you
just
want to
kind of told
do?
her.
And yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I always find amazing because there's over 100 consultants in the network. I do some consulting on podcasting cases. I bet there isn't one that ever opened a pottery shop before here. Some of them have opened big, giant
yeah,
businesses. Or there was one lady at the Brea Center, or at the Fullerton Center, who's used to run leasing for the Brea Mall, and there's big, powerful people in this thing. And you say, "I want to open up a pottery shop."
big pottery.
She didn't
Yeah,
laugh. She didn't make you feel
no,
crazy. She was
she was just
supportive and helped you.
like, yeah, she's just like, all right, what do you got? Where did you start? Where do we go from here?
Had you had any sort of books and records? Did you have, or you were just making them and say, "Oh, I got some money here"? I mean, did you
Uh, yeah, I wouldn't really,
a business plan or a business records or an accounting?
no, I had nothing. Maybe like in accounting, but well.
QuickBooks. You kept little
Yeah,
track and
well,
stuff.
not really. No, it was just like a person that does the taxes. So I was like, hey,
Here, I made some money. Tell me what to do
yeah,
with it here.
yeah.
So, what did Lupe do for you? How did she help you figure this thing out here? Give us some
Uh,
examples. Or did they help you find a store? Did they help you write a business plan? Did they help you?
I feel like she helped me with everything. It was a very tremendous help. She was like, all right, well, we need to start with a business letter. We need to start, or yeah, business plan letter. We need to start with your financials. We need to start with the projections, and so we did a lot of homework, which taught
And
me a lot
none of that
about
you'd ever
business.
done. You didn't have.
None of it.
Yeah. So
No.
she asked questions, you answered them. Out of that, she created a business plan and some projections, and she
Yeah.
created some financial, a business plan for it. How many people have to come in a day? What are we going to charge them?
Correct.
How do we find them? How,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. Her whole, because that's what a franchise. When you buy the franchise, they hand you the plan. Ta-da! There it
Yeah,
is.
they make it easy. Yeah.
You're going to do it from scratch here with Lupe's
Yeah.
help here. All right. How long did you work with her? How long did it take to get this thing going?
Since the beginning of 22. So this is what,
24. Yeah.
like 24, almost 3 years then. Yeah.
Wow. So you're still doing it at the street fairs and stuff, but your dream is to get a real business going out of this and do
Yeah.
full time. This is your gig.
Yeah. Yes, that was my goal. And I once I was enjoying doing the street fair and everything, and I that's when I started realizing, and then a lot of people started uh complimenting and just reacting very good to it. They're like, we don't have this out here. Like, this is
Yeah. How
amazing. And
cool is this? I'd
so
love to do this.
that encouraged me to wanna, like, you know what? Maybe I should go for that store.
So Lupe hung in there for like 2 years or a year or so, and you
Oh
kept
yeah.
working on the stuff. There's just this little hobby business that you do once in a while.
Yeah.
And she's with you saying, no, we're going to make this a real deal. We're going to make this
Yeah.
income a reality. So they help you find a spot? Did they help you negotiate the
Yes.
lease? Did they help you?
Yes. Yeah. So
What does the landlord say when he walks in? You say, I want to do a thing. He says, are you nuts? Have you ever done this before?
actually, he was actually he loved the idea. I guess his wife did pottery as well, so he's like, no, this is great. Yeah, of
Wow.
course.
I'm
So
thinking everybody's going to keep trying to talk you out of
you
this,
know,
but they're,
I know, yeah. But a lot of people were surprised on what I wanted to do, and some of them didn't know
Mhm.
what that was. And so even, when I go to the bank or,
Yeah, all
try to
right.
go here or
They
there,
don't say, oh,
they're
we
just
got another
like, what?
one. A restaurant, I know what it is. A pottery business, I have
Yeah.
no clue.
Yeah. So they're like, what is that? And so, yeah.
All right, so Lupe hangs in there. A year,
hmm
two go by. You got plans. You get projections. You create some financials. Did you need a loan? Did you get a grant? Did you
Yes.
just fund this yourself? Or
Yeah. So I definitely needed a loan, and it was really hard to get there
because you
financially
never
because
did it before and
I've
nobody
never
knows what
done
it
it
is?
before. Yeah. And I didn't have, uh, again, like I had gone to maternity leave, so I didn't have an actual job. Like I would, you
Give
know,
give me a loan. I've never done this, and I don't have a job
yeah,
right now, but give me some money
yeah.
here. Yeah.
So I was like, how am I gonna prove to you guys that I'm making money? Like I
Yeah.
am making money. It's just not,
Yeah, it's all cash
so,
business that I do on the weekend here and stuff.
but thankfully I did have a breakthrough where my daughter's school, um, they asked me if I could do ceramic instructions after
Ah,
school.
suddenly you're a ceramic
So
instructor. You didn't even know what it
yes,
was a year or two ago.
exactly.
Now you're
Yeah,
teaching. Okay.
yeah.
All right, so now you got some validity and everything here, and she helped you. Did the SVDC help you find a loan or get a grant, or what did
Yes.
they help you do?
Yes, she did. Yeah. She helped me. She set me up with a few options, and to see who can accept me. And fortunately we were able to find that company, and once I knew I was able to, once I found the place, because that's what she told me too. She was like, find the place first too. And so we had a couple of options,
Hmm.
and so we finally went with one, and then I was like, all right, I think I'm ready.
I
So
think
then I
I'm
want to
ready.
go sign
And
that
you don't have to give
loan
me
too.
exact numbers, but I just want to get a ballpark. Is this a $50,000 loan, $100,000 loan, a $10,000 loan? I don't know whatever this is. $1 million
Yeah.
loan?
I could have done a little more higher, but yeah, it was around 50.
Okay, that's what I'm guessing. And that's
Yeah.
enough to what? Buy some supplies and sign the lease and
Yes.
first and last month and some other things here and buy a sign for
Yes.
outside and so and put some.
Correct. Yeah.
And did you bought your own kiln? That can't be easy putting that in a store because it's
Well, I
fire.
already, yeah, so I had to get another kiln, more bigger. So now I have two kilns.
Of course,
Um, but yeah, so I definitely had to get, the tables, the chairs, the shelves,
all that stuff.
everything
And
to set
enough
it
cash
down.
to hang in there and survive. All right,
Yeah.
and when did it open the doors? When did it premiere?
Uh, October 11th was my soft opening.
Okay. And
Yeah.
now here we are. Is that like a month or two ago?
About a month ago, yeah.
So what's it like? People walking in the door? Are they responding? Are you still waiting to
Yeah,
get the
they
word out?
are. They are. And, it's at first it was, people were very interested, they were very curious, and they walked in, and I was setting up events as well to attract people in. And then it kind of just slowed down. It just got quiet. But then little by little, as I kept doing the social media or Google
Yeah.
ads or
Right.
newspapers and all that, people started hearing more about it. So
And who
then
comes in?
now,
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, now you see people, maybe a few here and there coming in during the week now. So it's starting to
And who
get
comes in?
recognized.
Is it people with kids? They want to do this as a ceramic project, or is it a fun party, a birthday party for adults or kids or something? I've seen that at these color me things. You go in and read the set you up for
Yeah, it's a
stuff.
mix.
Yeah.
It's a mix. Yeah, you see parents with their kids coming in. I have like canvas painting nights, so you see adults
Canvas
coming
painting
in.
night.
Yeah, I threw that in there too. So just to add a
Little
little
spice. And then do you have like little coffee? Is it a cool place to hang out or something here? Or is it just a
um
workshop? It's a,
it's just a workshop, but for events I do offer, like, here's some bakery items, some fruits or some wine. Yeah, and
yeah.
people seem to enjoy
I
that.
got to drink a little wine while I'm painting my pottery here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a little sip and paint. Yeah.
Sip and paint. I'm sorry to laugh because it just sounds unbelievable to me. Somebody with no experience, no artistic training, no business
Yeah.
background is going to say, I'm going to do this myself, honey. And their husband says, let's go. And then they find
Yeah.
somebody and you get a loan and you got a location and you're really, what's the business called now?
Fired up pottery
Of course. What else could it be? We're fired up to talk about it. We're fired up to try it. Fired Up Pottery. And where is it located? In Palm Springs.
in Palm Springs, yes.
Give us an address or across.
It's 440 S Cielo Road, Suite 6, Palm Springs.
Is that on the ground floor or the upper floor? Or?
It's only one level floor, yeah.
Okay.
It's a little plaza.
What are you next to? Are you near the downtown area? Are you off in
I'm
a
actually right next to the airport.
the airport? Okay, well, that's
Yes.
easy to find.
Yeah.
And
There's a little corner plaza and
I think there is
by
like
the
a
entrance.
yeah. I think
Hmm.
I've seen that. Okay, because I go to
Yeah.
Palm Springs periodically. All right. So, and it's a small space. What, 800, 700 feet, something like that?
860, yeah.
Okay.
It's small, but it's a good start, I feel.
All right. And where do you think this heads? Is this going to be other stores? Are you going to franchise it? Has you got big dreams, or is this just going to be fun and this is your business?
Um,
Who knows?
I think now I'm gonna take it one step at a time. So we'll see. We'll see because I do want to eventually expand and make it a little more bigger, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it some time and
Give it some
just,
time. See where it
learn
goes.
learn the whole business part of it as well.
Does your husband come in and help you work there, or is this is
He
this?
doesn't come in to
No,
help,
this big tough guy isn't going to be sitting
but
there
he
painting pottery. Come on.
no, but he does come in. When we have events, because I'll let the kids come and
Yeah.
hang out here because there's other kids. Like last month I had a Halloween paint party, so
There you
I
go.
offered pizza and drinks, snacks.
How cool
So
is that? Yeah.
yeah, why wouldn't I let my kids enjoy a little bit of that?
And how many
So then
people
he'll just
come?
come in.
How many people come to these things? 5, 10, 50? I don't know. 10, 20?
Uh,
It's
maybe less than 40.
40
Between
people you got to
between
come out.
20, yeah, between 20 and 40 people.
I am my hat.
Yeah.
I'll tip my hat to you here. Wow. You're
Thank you.
doing it. You're doing it. Well,
Yeah.
good for you. Good for you. I'm glad that you followed your passion. I'm glad you found a partner that'll help you so you could find your way into this business. Because a lot of people have these little side gigs. I don't know, bouncy parties on the weekend, or I go to the
Right.
swap meet and I paint something, or I sell plants, or I see those kind of people. That's cool.
Yeah.
But you've taken this to another level, like serious business here. What would you tell somebody who was thinking, is this easy to do or is it tougher than it looks?
It's tougher than it looks for sure. You really have to put a lot of work into it. And if you really have the passion for it, you'll find your way.
And what did your family, other than your husband, your mom and dad around, or sisters or brothers,
Yeah.
are they all looking at you like, this is nuts? Or are they like, no, this is cool. I want to get into this? Or
Well, I
both?
don't know about the pottery part, but as someone who's trying to make a business out of it, they have been very supportive, and there's obviously been those discouraging times when you're like, no, like this is just not going to happen. But
Yeah, it doesn't go
my
straight up,
husband and family, yeah, they push me more into it, and they're like, no, like you got this. You're not a quitter. And
Do you
so
have a family or friends who are self-employed, or does most of the people work for somebody?
most of the people work for somebody, so this is definitely new for the family, and I think that's why they encouraged it more because, they don't, we all always worked for someone,
I'm going to tell
except
you.
for my husband. So
I'm going to tell you a story. So my son-in-law is Hispanic, young Hispanic guy, worked his way up, started as a teller, then became something, and then an assistant branch manager. Now he's a branch manager for a big bank. He's in his mid-30s. He dreams of being you. He is so tired
right,
of working for somebody else. He said,
uh,
even if it's something small, I want it to be mine. I want it to
yeah,
build it. I want to grow it. I want to control it. I don't care if I have to work 100 hours a week at it. And yeah, I get a nice salary as a branch manager and I get benefits. It's hard. He can't let go. He can't
yeah.
figure out how to let go. And
I
he's
I
and he's
was in
afraid to
that
take
same
that
boat.
jump. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was doing the medical field, I you get comfortable because you're already making money. So I think the pandemic, unfortunately, it was a sad time, but I feel like it was also a blessing because it
Yeah.
really gave me that push to be like, all right, you don't have an excuse now. You don't have a job, so get started on that business.
There you go.
And yeah.
and 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 even with no background, no experience, no, you don't have $1 million sitting in the bank and all this
No.
stuff here. You figured out a way to do it. That is an
Yeah.
incredible tale here, and
Yeah.
so far it's succeeding and growing. I hope you'll come back in a year or so, and we'll find out how you got three of them, or
Yeah.
you've doubled it, or tripled it, or something.
Right.
What else? I guess is are there other businesses like, because we're hearing that storefronts are going away. Nobody wants to go to storefront. I would think you just stay forever in the. There's no cost. There's no risk. Well, but you took a
Right.
big leap to get a building.
I did, yes. Yeah, it was kind of scary because, obviously the economy is not that great, but
Right.
I just wanted to give it a shot and see where it takes us and, figure it out some way or another. Just
You
figure it out.
you just defined the whole American dream right there. I'm going to take my shot. I don't care what you say. I'm going to figure it out. I'm not going to quit.
Yeah.
And by God, I'm going to make a success of it. I have no doubt that you will. I can just
I
tell.
feel like I'm very stubborn on that too, where it's like when I have my mindset on something, it's like, no, like I'm gonna do this.
Yeah,
And
why
even
not?
though, yeah, there's been like, you know,
I,
comments of like, are you sure, the economy's not that great or whatever? And I'm just like, no, I'm
I,
gonna do
I'm
it.
a lot older than you are. I grew up in the Midwest, and everybody I knew worked for somebody. And your
Right.
dream was to get a good job and to hold on to it.
Yeah.
And when I went out on my own, everybody said, "Are you nuts? Are you crazy?" Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I went to a party years ago back at a family event, and somebody came up to me and said, "You're that crazy guy who works for yourself, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I admire you. I wish I could be you." He worked for the railroad or something. He had a great job, but it's what his dad did. It's what his grandfather did. He said, "I hate working for the railroad. This isn't me." He said, "I
Yeah.
wish I could have the nerve to quit and go try something else." But everybody where I grew up, oh, that's scary. Don't try that,
Yeah.
please. You
Yeah,
did
because
it.
it's the unknown.
It's the unknown. Well, that's why I think it does help to ask people advice.
Yeah.
Has the SBDC worked for you? Sounds like it has worked out well for you.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And then I've also had a studio owner as mentors,
There you go. Got to
the
get somebody.
supplier as
Yeah,
mentors. Yeah.
right. Because
So
they want
they've
to sell you stuff. They want to see these
right.
businesses grow. Yeah, exactly. Well, I think it's just an amazing tale, and it sounds like it has yet we're not sure how high it's going to grow, but I have no doubt it's going to keep going and growing. And it
Thank
sounds
you.
like a cool idea. I would come out and I'm terrible at art. I can't draw anything. I would look stupid. Do people feel stupid when they just draw little stick figures or something in the pot? Or do they kind of go, yeah, that's kind of fun or whatever,
Yeah, a lot of them do come intimidated and they're like, we're not, artists or anything. And I'm like, you'll be surprised of how much creativity can come out of you.
Yeah.
So
And then do you ever see developing a line of pottery that you're going to design or that other people will sell? Maybe you could donate it to hospitals, or I can see all sorts of crazy things where real authentic pot, because all the pottery I see is just fake. It's Target. It's, it's just
Right. Yeah.
doesn't look like it's pretty. It sits over there, but it doesn't have an emotional appeal to me here.
Right. Yeah. So, this is a great way to, gift someone.
Yeah, right. There you go. Any, I think you should open up a little cafe or a little something and have a little something to go with it, So
I've been told, yeah.
a little drink, a
But
little sip, a little coffee, paint a little thing. Yeah.
yeah.
And
So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see about that.
Palm
We'll
Springs
have
is a
to
very
expand for
creative
sure.
market out there. Lots of
Oh yeah,
seniors
for
and lots
sure.
of creative types and stuff there
Yeah.
and everything like that. Well,
Which why I thought it was great because it's like, this is Palm Springs is very artistic, so
it's very artistic. You're not doing it in, I don't know, pick some place that's not artistic. Where I grew up,
yeah.
Detroit. Yeah, that's not an artistic place. All right. So again, give us is there a website? Is there give us everything you
Yes.
got so they can find you here.
Yes. Okay. So my address again is 440 El Cielo Road, Suite 6 in
El
Palm Springs.
Cielo. I got to spell
El
that for
Cielo.
Ciello. El Cielo.
Yes.
All right.
And
Right near the
in
airport.
by the airport on Ramon. And my website is fireduppottery14.com.
Okay. And do you have Instagram and other things? I
I
can see
do.
people doing this. Hey, look at me.
Yeah.
If I do it, you can do it. And
Yes.
yeah,
My Instagram is fireduppottery14.
14. Why 14?
Yeah.
Just because does that
That's
mean?
the day, my birthday.
Oh, okay. All
My
right.
birthday was just last Thursday,
All right. Well,
so
happy birthday. My dad's birthday, my late father was October 14th. So there you go.
October
And he
14th.
was a
Yeah, the
big
14th
he
is
was a big success in life. So there you go. Must
nice.
be a
So
lucky
yeah.
day to do that. All right. Well, I just am amazed. I'm sorry if I'm amazed because when they told me she did what? A pottery business? No experience, no artistic background, and a tough time in the economy. And she's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do it. And you found the resources and the mentors to make it happen. And
Yeah.
by God, everybody should go. I got to go check it out now. When I go out to
Yeah,
Palm Springs
please
a couple
do.
times a year and sit there and serve. I got grandkids. They think they're artistic and they would love to make some pottery and stuff here.
I have great events coming up in December for kids as well. There's going to be ornaments,
Oh, ornaments.
Christmas trees,
I hadn't thought about
gnomes.
that. We can make little
Yeah,
ornaments and then it gets passed down to the generation.
it sure can. Yeah.
Little Joey did this and when he was 3 and now we put it on the tree every year
Yeah.
or something.
We do that with our kids, so that's why I'm like, I'm sure other families will enjoy this as well.
I'm beginning to see the light. I'm beginning to understand the passion and the purpose of this whole thing. And I thank you for coming on and sharing. Hopefully, we can inspire somebody else to take that leap here.
Yes, I really hope so too.
If they want to reach us or a phone number or anything, maybe somebody wants to call up and you be a mentor to them.
Yeah,
What's the
I
store
can
number?
do that.
What's the store number? How do
I
we?
don't have a store number yet, but I can give my number. It's 760
Okay.
534
Okay.
uh-huh,
Go ahead.
6546.
Do it again because I interrupted you here. 760.
Sorry. 760-534-6546.
So they can call you up and ask you questions. Say, you know what? I
Yeah.
heard this and I'd love to do something like this, but everybody says I'm crazy. How did you do it? Where did you do it? What did you
Yeah,
do?
I
All
don't
that
mind
stuff.
at all.
All right.
I think if we help each other climb up those
The
stairs, those
ladder.
mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mountains. For many of us, it seems like a mountain, but
Yeah.
you've proven it's not impossible to climb. Thank you for coming up and joining us. What a great story. What a great show. And I'm going to come out and check it out. And even though I can't draw anything, I'm going to try it, see if I can figure it out. Thanks for joining
That
us.
sounds great.
All right.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
joining
much.
us here today. As we conclude another episode of the Profit Talks podcast, we hope we've empowered your entrepreneurial spirit. Reach out to us to connect with our experts, and let's take your business to the next level. Keep those dreams alive, keep pushing forward, and stay tuned for more. And if you liked what you heard in today's podcast and you want your business to reach new heights, just contact us at profittalkspodcast.org or call us at 1-800-616-7232. That's 1-800-616-7232. So until next time, keep thriving.